Good day, 'tis I, Lord Pendlebury, with the highlights package from Fuji International Speedway in the LMP2s. As ever, we'll cast our eyes to the top left-hand side of the screen to have a look at the qualifying results. Dan Slattery took yet another pole position with Jeff Sharp alongside in second. The second row itself was made up of Lord Pendlebury and Jamie Nicholson. On the third row, Will Thomas was partnered with Steve Everson, with Richie Bowen and Chris Palmer just behind. In ninth, we had Axel Edwards with Chris Hulse alongside in 10th. In 11th, Tuggy Marriott, 12th, Josh Morris, and rounding out the field in 13th, Brian Dodd. Here we go then, another rolling start in the LMPs. You wouldn't want a standing start in them. It would be like watching slow motion. They come charging down to the first corner. Pendlebury alongside Sharp by the looks of things. Oh, Nicholson locks a tyre there. And Will Thomas slides up the inside. Pendlebury and Sharp still side by side for second place. Slattery will be happy with that. Jeff takes it though. Still some side-by-side action there. Brian Dodd's made up a couple of places at the back. Good start for him. And has Everson got a run here on Nicholson? Onto that tricky Dunlop corner. That lump on the inside is painful at best. So we now join the battle for fourth place between Will Thomas and Jamie Nicholson. On board with Nicholson here through the long 100R. Is he going to have a look up the inside? Not just yet. Oh, but he's had a spin. Round he goes. Oh, and he's collected there. Was that Everson? May have been. It was a very shiny livery. So here he is, Chris Palmer. Turns out it was Palmer, not Everson. Sweeps round the corner and Nicholson rolling back slightly. Chris says, I'll show you for sporting lime green alloys with a predominantly red and black livery. It's a fashion disaster. So here we join Bowen, Edwards and Hulse. The battle for 7th place. Around Dunlop corner they sweep. Oh, and Bowen's run out wide there in his 69 machine. Lad. And that gives Tuggy an opportunity, potentially. But yeah, a couple of positions lost there for Bowen. So this battle rages on. A four-way battle this time. Bowen runs wide there. Marriott up the inside. Takes advantage. Bowen dives in for that slipstream, but doubt he'll get it. Enough of it before turn 3. Around 100R they go. Oh, Bowen looking. No, that's not Bowen. That's Marriott looking at the inside. And a lovely move there on Hulse. Bowen also looking to follow him there. They are side by side. Marriott making up 2 positions in half a lap. Through Dunlop corner. If I can get my teeth in. Nicely done from Marriott there, from 10th to 8th. So rumour has it that 3rd place Pendlebury has binned it in the barriers. Oh, wheel on the grass, round he goes, and oh, yep, if you listen very closely, you can hear his title hopes being crushed against the barrier there. Nasty stuff. He's going to have to pit, I think. Oh dear, look at the state of that tyre. He's ruined it there. So here we have Marriott and Hulse, the battle for 8th, but there's the struggling Pendlebury, so it becomes the battle for 7th. Like a bit of a slow exit off of that final turn for Marriott. Is Hulse going to relieve him of that 7th position? Oh, we had someone nearly going around in the background. The Yorkshire team machine of... I don't know. Gets it stopped nicely there, Hulse. And he does take that 7th place, but I'm sure this battle is going to rage on. Now, this is the 4-way battle for 5th. It's all starting to get a bit tasty. Hulse and Marriott have slowly been closing up on Palmer and Edwards. Oh, he looked a bit far back there, Edwards, but he's gone for it. And I tell you what, that's a lovely looking move. Can he get it done? Ah, unfortunately not. Squeezed on the exit potentially there by Palmer. I'll tell you what, that was looking like a lovely move there. A little bit wide there though from Edwards, and he's now got Hulse all over the back of him. I'm not sure where Marriott's gone in all of that. Looks like he may have had a spin, potentially down at turn 1. We join them again here along the main straight. Edwards has closed back up to Palmer here. Will he look at that move up the inside again? Judged it very well on that first lap. On board we go. Oh, doesn't look like he's got it slowed down in time. I suspect we may see Palmer. Yeah, Palmer's got the switchback. Retains 5th place. This is an excellent battle from these guys though. So as we enter the final stages of this race, it just becomes more and more headlights and less seeing the numbers and liveries. And as sure as day rolls into night, we have Edwards attacking Palmer down the main straight. Palmer in his damaged LMP from that contact with Nicholson. Looking to go round the outside this time, Edwards. Oh, loses the rear end a bit there, unfortunately. He is all over him though. Will he get this move done by the end of the race? And keep on going around Dunlop corner. Oh, catches the grass there, Edwards. Spins to the infield, keeps it out of the barriers. But good news for Hulse and Marriott. They both jump up a position there. Let's see if Hulse has any better luck in the battle of the Chris's. Who is prime, who is extra? This may tell us. So you can't tell, but that is Chris and Chris. Chris pulls out. What does Chris do to defend? He doesn't. Up the inside Chris goes. And Chris, oh, he gets a little, oh, he holds it together well, but Chris got through and Chris has lost out there. That is a shame. Chris making that bid for the Optimus Prime title. God, that makes me sound geeky, doesn't it? Maybe I'll cut that out. Well, we've barely seen him or Sharp all race, but Slattery takes the win there. Flash of the lights. Sharp close behind. We then have Will Thomas coming across the line in 3rd place. Excellent job from him. That's the 12th place Chris Hulse. Not sure what happened to him. Had to go through the pits though. Flashing lights of Steve Everson coming through in 4th. Marriott also flashing his lights. Very happy about that 5th place. Did very well to come through there. We then have Chris Palmer in 6th place. Axel Edwards came home 7th there. We then have Josh Morris in 8th with Richie Bowen in 9th and Brian Dodd rounding out the points only just with Pendlebury trying to close him down there. And it was the story of 3 pit stops at the end there. Pendlebury, Hulse and Nicholson all having to stop for damage for Pendlebury and Nicholson. And I believe it was fuel for Hulse. Hello and welcome back to Fuji International Speedway in the LMP2s. We have the third round of the Guess the Fucking Livery competition, exclusively played by me. So in first place we have Chris Hulse. Alongside him is his arch nemesis Chris Palmer. Let's see how that one plays out in turn 1. We then have Richie Bowen in the 69 car with Will Thomas in 4th place. No need to work out whose livery that is. Jamie Nicholson in the red, black, grey and neon green machine with Tuggy Marriott alongside. The 25 car of Steve Everson has Jeff Sharp alongside him for company. We then have Mark Pendlebury in the 21 with Dan Slattery in the 24 car. The final row of the grid is made up by Brian Dodd and the Yorkshire T car of Josh Morris. I actually did quite well that time round, quite pleased with that. Let's get going. Here we are, waiting for the lights to go green. Oh dear, it's happened again. It happened in the greater GR86s and it's happened in the LMP2s there. Bit of checking up. We won't bother going for a replay of seeing some people rear end each other. You can go to certain adult themed websites for that. There you go, charging down. Jamie Nicholson's definitely got a good run there alongside Richie Bowen. Go, you could barely get a credit card alongside those two there. Round turn 1 we go. Any drama? Doesn't look like there is. Excuse the baby in the background. Makes a change from the cat though, I suppose. Marriott and Everson alongside each other there. Everson's got the inside line. That allows Slattery to slip up the inside as well. Pendlebury's having a look too. Now he's on the outside around turn 6 or hairpin. They remain side by side. This is a good old battle here. Pendlebury will have the inside for the Dunlop corner and Tuggy concedes, but good battling from the two of them there. So down to turn 1 they come. That's Nicholson looking to the inside. Thomas looking to the outside there. Oh, Everson was looking up the inside of Sharp. Looks like he's got a poor run there. Pendlebury looking to the inside. Would appear I'm talking out my arse there because it's actually the only Dan's livery of Dan Slattery that's gone out wide. Pendlebury alongside. Wasn't alongside enough though. Will he get any form of a run? Oh, he's close. Try to take a slightly wider line through there. Nose to tail as they sweep round 300R. In case you fancy drinking whilst watching this, drink every time I say sweeping round. So here we are with the leaders. Hulse still leading from Palmer. Oh, Hulse is out a bit wide there. Potentially heated his tyres up a bit. Palmer looking to the inside on that last turn. Oh, and Hulse goes round. Sharp checks up, and I think that's given Everson a run. Indeed it has. It's a drag race down the very long straight here at Fuji. Slattery also looking to capitalise on Sharp's poor momentum. They're both through before turn 1. Pendlebury also looking at Sharp's rear end there. Wouldn't be the first time he's paid it close attention. I can't be bothered to re-record that. Deal with me stumbling. Slattery all over Everson now. Is he going to go all the way around the outside? I think he has done. That's an excellent move. Will Sharp follow him through? Oh, there's contact. Sharp and Everson both go round. Freebies for all behind. That's a real shame there. Here we are then on board with Sharp. Looks to that inside line. Checks up had to move to the right to avoid Dan, and to the right was Everson. It's a shame. Racing incident for me there. Back to the leaders here. Palmer obviously now leading after Hulse's mishap. Nicholson all over him though, and in turn Thomas all over him. They almost collect each other there. How will they all deal with the tricky last sector at Fuji? Just one last corner to go before the straight. Nicholson goes for the wide run to get the run on. Oh, Palmer's gone round. Oh, and that sent Bowen out wide. Bowen gets third still. Absolute chaos there. 2 laps in a row that the leader has lost it on that last corner. It's a tricky one. So, joining the Morris and recovering Hulse battle here. Oh, Hulse looks like he's going for the inside line at Dunlop corner. That's a brave place to go for the move. He's done it though. Nicely done. Oh, and we've got somebody in the barriers there. That's Palmer. After that mistake at the final turn, the Panasonic corner, he then comes across her at Dunlop corner. We've also got Everson steaming his way through as well here, and he makes the move on Morris as well. 2 lost positions in half a lap there for Morris. That's a shame. Looking a little bit further up the grid, this is the battle for 4th. Oh, and Slattery's gone wide there. Pendlebury up the inside. Apologies if there's some rustling. The baby is grabbing the microphone. Don't record this with a 9-month-old. That makes it 18 months since the mistake was made. Let's see how Dan gets on here. We'll be looking to get back. Oh, we've got a spinner there. That is Richie Bowen. And Dan has dropped back a bit because of that. Let's go back and see what happened there. So here we are on board with Bowen. Coming up to the hairpin. Coming down the gears. Oh, as he went into gear 1, spins round. Slattery gets caught up a little bit there. Tuggy right on his tail. Does well to get out of the way there. Bowen. But an unfortunate mistake that has dropped him right down there. Oh, hello. He's gone for the J turn. What a hero. Shame he didn't pull it off, but it was a nice attempt nonetheless. So here we go. Sprog in shot for one scene and one scene only. This is what I'm having to deal with. And what Tuggy's having to deal with is Slattery all over him. Oh, it's a heavy bump on that curb. And Slattery goes around the outside. Oh, has Tuggy picked up some damage there? I don't know. I think he's okay. He's just hugging the inside. Slattery slowly making his way up the order. He's definitely the one with the pace at the moment. So Pendlebury is his next target. Bless you. Sprog has been dispatched. However, there is a cat traipsing across the keyboard, which is not making my life easy. The battle between Slattery and Pendlebury here. A few laps on, and Slattery gets that job done. Pendlebury ducks into the slipstream. Is he going to look at getting back past into turn 1? He'll certainly have a decent run. But no, looks like he's going to hold position there. So Slattery has continued his charge. Left Pendlebury a little way behind. He's now closed up on Thomas. Oh, and Thomas has he lost? Oh, it's well held. That definitely gives Slattery an opportunity. Slattery holds it wide. Is he going to go for the switchback? He is. Thomas has left a gap there. Slattery says, I'll go for it, but doesn't have the momentum to stay alongside. He's ducked back into the slipstream. He pulls back out again. Lad. It is a long pit straight here. But looks like Thomas is letting him go with that one. Tries to cut that corner a little bit to get a run on him, but isn't able to. Slattery moves up to second and is about 6 seconds off the back of Nicholson. So here we have Brian Dodd in that lovely NASA livery with the recovering Sharp. Not quite side by side. It looks like they probably are now. Indeed they are. Sharp much later on the brakes there than Dodd. And gets the job done. That's up to P9. Looking a little bit further down the order. This is the Bowen and Morris battle. And Morris has lost the rear end a little bit there. Forces him out wide, but then Bowen runs wide himself. I think Morris had to get off the throttle there to make sure he didn't go into the side of Bowen. Is he going to get the drag? Closing in. He's gone for it. Oh, but he's gone in deep. That's what she said. Sharp has continued to make progress here. Pulls to the outside. Is he going to go all the way around the outside of Hulse or go for the switchback? Race director says we're just going to look ahead of them, not at what's going on. Hulse was wide through there, and that confirms it. Sharp was alongside. And that's Sharp now up to 7th. Now we join this three-way battle for second place between Thomas, Nicholson and Pendlebury. Nicholson gets all a bit crossed up there. That's Pendlebury goes around the outside of him. Looked like Thomas also had a couple of issues through there. On board with Pendlebury now. On board with Nicholson now. On board with Pendlebury now. I'm not choosing to do this, by the way, because I think it's funny. This is genuinely the iRacing race director deciding what is the most exciting thing to watch. I say none of it. So it turns out there really wasn't anything more exciting going on. That is Slattery coming across the line. We then have Will Thomas closely followed by Pendlebury, who couldn't get that gap down. Looks like Nicholson may well have cooked his tyres in that last incident that we saw as he comes home 4th. Looks like we've then got a drag race to the line with Tuggy and Everson, but Tuggy looks like he is going to be the one that holds on to 5th place. Everson does so as well. We then have Sharp coming across the line in 7th with Chris Hulse in 8th. Brian Dodd picking up a couple of points with Richie Bowen claiming that last championship point. We then have Chris Palmer coming across the line in 11th and Josh Morris rounding out the standings in 12th. Here we go then, the updated points following on from those two races, and Dan Slattery has really opened up that gap over Pendlebury there, 360 points to 317. Not quite an unassailable lead just yet, but he really does need the bare minimum of points when we meet again for the final two races at Watkins Glen. Jeff Sharp there on in a lonely 3rd place on 264. It's a fair old gap back to James Hurlow in 4th on 147. Steve Everson's only 4 points back, and Tuggy Marriott is only 2 points back from Steve, so those positions could well change around before the end of the season. Jamie Nicholson is also not out of that battle as well on 125 if he has a good final meeting of the season. Will Thomas is then on 94 with Axel Edwards on 76, and Richie Bowen rounds out the top 10 on 53. It then gets pretty tight again from 11th through to 15th, with Josh Morris on 40, Paul Nicholson on 37, Chris Palmer on 33, Brian Dodd on 27, and Chris Hulse on 22. So some bad races and good races could really see the table changing a fair bit in that last meeting of the season. So yes, join us next time. It will be co-commentary for me next time with Steve Everson. So yeah, and that is GT3s from Watkins Glen. Thank you very much.